What is up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video here on the channel. Today, Halloween Kills, the extended cut, just came out on physical copies, and I thought I would do my review for Halloween Kills, the extended cut. And if you enjoyed the video, do make sure you do smash the like button, please subscribe, do hit the notification bell, and go watch my original review for Halloween Kills. And let me know what you think of Halloween Kills, specifically the extended cut, in the comments below. Let's get right into this review. So again, this whole video is a Halloween Kills. This whole video is a Halloween Kills extended cut review, and it's a Halloween Kills discussion. And let me start off saying this. Halloween Kills is easily a top 5 Halloween movie for me. I remember when it first came out, I gave it, I put it very high up as my number 1. It's still one of my favorite Halloween sequels with its major flaws, which I will get into here in a minute. But I think Halloween Kills is still a really good, fun Halloween movie. And we never really had a Halloween movie like this before, where Michael actually wins and does get the upper hand here. But let me talk about the extended cut. What are some of the differences? What are just some things in general? One of the things that I do like, it's just something small, but that they should have kept. And to be honest, there's not much with this extended cut, which I will talk about here in a minute. But one of the scenes that they should have really kept, and was one of, it's one of my favorite parts of the, Halloween Kills. That's the flashback. We see a young Lonnie being stalked by Michael. Michael is watching him behind a bush, and it's a build-up to that scene that we got in the theatrical. So I do think they should have kept that, just because there's, a build-up to that scene. I don't know why they cut it out. But again, there's, more gore here, which I do like. There's more gore, there's more kills in this. Again, if you've seen this extended cut, you know what I'm talking about when it comes to the kills, the gore, all of that. It's extended, and you can tell that it's extended, and I do like that the kills are more prevalent here, and so forth and so forth. But even though I like the extended cut, why couldn't they just give us this in the cinema? Why couldn't they just give us this cut, this version, in the cinema? I mean, I'm thankful that we got it, don't get that wrong, but why didn't they just give us this version, this cut of the film in the cinema? You can't say it's a runtime issue, because it's only like a few minutes longer. I believe it's only like a few extra minutes longer. So it really wouldn't have made that much difference if they would have, just put this cut in the cinema. I think they did it like this because they knew they was going to do a extended cut to help sales of digital and physical, more prevalent with the physical. They really wanted to sell physical copies, and they just really wanted to, it, to do well on home video. So the best way to do that was obviously, hey, we got a extended cut for you. So I think that's why they did the extended cut, was just, to make some more money off of this movie. So that's just how I feel. But I think they could have easily, just, hey, given us this version, this cut in the cinema. But they didn't. Why? I don't know. But that's my theory on why I think they just did it the way they did it, was to make more money on the digital copies and the physical copies. It's, specifically the physical copies. But yeah, get back on topic here. The extended cut, there's a lot of really cool things here. Like I said, the kills are extended, the gore is extended, which I like that. Again, like I've said, yes, in the theatrical cut, there's a lot of blood, lots of gore, lots of good kills. But in the extended cut, it really goes there. And the way they marketed this movie, you would have just thought, okay, this is the cut that they would have released. No, they saved this cut for the home video release. But again, as a whole, Halloween Kills is just a solid Halloween movie, and it's easily a top 5 for me. I really enjoy it. The score is really good. Again, but I really want to talk about my negatives, things I don't like about Halloween Kills, and things that people may actually not agree with me on this. So one of them is, and they actually extend this scene. Believe it or not, they actually extend this scene. David Gordon Green, Jason Blum, all of them thought this was such a wonderful scene that they had to extend it for us. I call him the Penguin guy because he looks like the Penguin, but it's the random hospital guy that runs around the hospital. He does have a scene in the beginning, by the way, for some reason. But in the hospital scene, that's a random guy running around the hospital. And yes, they gave us that scene again, this time extended, because why not? We love that scene, right? Why? Why was that scene even in the theatrical? It's funny to me that they didn't even learn their lesson like that. We do not care about random scenes, about random people. They just don't fit in the movie. You can argue and say, well, he was that guy with the umbrella. I don't care. He's just some random person. That's like saying you have to include every person that walks by. I don't know, Lori. No. Again, I don't know why that was in the theatrical. Don't know why it's extended here, but it is. Also, again, just as a whole, with the extended cut, with the theatrical cut, Tommy Doyle is not needed in this movie. He's annoying. Why? Oh, going back to the whole stuff with the whole patient guy looks like the Penguin running around the hospital. Yeah, I skipped that part, especially when I seen that it was extended. I'm like, no. But back on Tommy Doyle here. No, I still don't like Tommy Doyle. I'm sorry. I find Tommy annoying, unrealistic, kind of just too over the top for the tone of this movie and the movie that they're going for. No, I'm not a fan of Tommy Doyle. You can hate me for that. I'm not a fan of Tommy Doyle in this movie. I'm not a fan of him in this movie. If anything, controversial, I prefer Tommy Doyle in Halloween 6. And still then, that Tommy Doyle had some problems, but at least that Tommy, was a little bit more grounded. This Tommy here, he just wants to go after Michael with a baseball bat. That's not going to go well, going after Michael Myers with a baseball bat, and just being so over the top and dramatic about everything. That's not going to help anything. That's not going to solve anything. Get over that. Lori, and this Lori, again, was not needed in this movie. You could have easily killed her off in 2018. Like I've said thousands of times, but I guess they're scared to, But yeah, Lori, not needed in this movie whatsoever, but she's here, obviously. And a lot of her lines are just, And a lot of her lines could have been written better. And it's funny to me because she was written pretty well, actually really good in 2018. And here, I just kind of feel like, this was a last minute thing. I feel like they've always was planning to go with that original 2018 ending, but they listened to the test audience, and this was like a quick change. Because again, Lori was not needed in this movie. I feel like it could have been the same movie without Lori. It could have been the same movie. And also something else I don't like is focusing, again, back to Tommy Doyle, focusing the movie too much on Tommy Doyle. Somebody that we just met in this universe, in this timeline, and we focusing on him. Such a waste, because I said it. Alice is such a badass, cool, awesome character. She has more of a reason to go after Michael, let's be honest, than old Tommy over here. So wouldn't it have made more sense story-wise? I'm not saying I'm a writer or one of the best writers or one of the best creative people in the world. I'm just saying it would have been much more smarter to have Alice front and center in this movie rather than Tommy. And again, another negative. A lot of these older characters from the past movies are not needed here. Yes, they're cool to see again. Sheriff Brackett, awesome to see the man again. Not needed. I will say it here. The whole nurse, cool to see her again, but not needed. Again, the really only cool and awesome character that, okay, she fits, it was needed, was Lindsay. She was the only one. And her instinct to go after Michael was realistic and believable. Like, her instinct was, okay, let me, dump all this out of the bag and go grab, these bricks by this, outdoor grill, I think it was. Put them in the bag and start swinging on Michael. And again, back to Alice. Like, Alice really put up a fight here. And again, like I've said, I don't even think it's controversial at this point. I don't even think it's controversial at this point because a lot of people are tired of that character, Laurie. Again, I think with the promotion, Alice should have been front and center. But they didn't. They went with the Laurie route. But as a whole, Halloween Kills stands at a top 5 for me. And again, watching Halloween Kills again and just seeing how awesome those flashbacks were makes me really consider and think what they should have done with this trilogy or four movies. Here's what they should have done, in my opinion. Yes, it would have been super hard, super controversial. Can't make everybody happy. Gotta understand that. But here's what I think they should have done. Would have been so cool. Instead of Halloween 2018, your first movie bringing Michael back would have been this movie. It would have been set on the same night in 1978, and it would have focused on a young Hawkins, and it would have focused on a young Brackett, and would also had a few scenes with Loomis. That's what they should have done. Halloween 2018, instead of that movie, right? Instead of Halloween 2018, they should have done a whole movie based around those flashbacks. And, they could have spaced those movies apart. Then the Halloween 2018, they would have came out in 2020. And then, Halloween ends, the year later. But again, that's in a perfect world, right? But I think that's what they should have done. Like, seeing how awesome the flashbacks were, just seeing how awesome the flashbacks were and the potential there, in my opinion, really makes me wish they would have went down that roll the dice route and let's make a movie based around 1978 with these flashbacks, because they knocked it out. They killed it with the flashbacks, in my opinion. And I really wish they would have made a movie based around that. I really wish they would have did Halloween 1978 flashbacks, right? Based the whole movie around that. Then do 2018, then do Kills, then do Ends. That's what they should have done, and I think it would have been really cool to see that. But also, Halloween Kills, the alternative ending. Now, we kind of knew what the alternative ending was already going to be about, right? And again, alternative ending, like they hype it up to be the best thing in the world. No, it's not the best thing in the world. I've seen better alternative endings, and people might be saying, well, it sounds like you're hating on Halloween Kills. No, I love Halloween Kills, but it has flaws. You can love something. You can love a movie, a song, or whatever, and notice the flaws, notice the problems, and be critical on it. There's nothing wrong with that. But in this alternative ending, as much as, we know, before, this came out, was, again, the whole scene where, Karen dies, the whole scene where Karen dies, it's visually cool to look at. Even though it's visually cool to look at, it's just a real bummer. But basically how this whole extended scene plays out, it plays out very similar. Michael kills old Karen, cool. It's a cool visual shot. And Karen's phone's ringing. Michael picks it up. Laurie's on the other end. Laurie hears Michael's breathing. It's hysterical to me. But she's like, I'm coming for you, Michael. Drops the phone in a dramatic way. Walks out like she's... What was her name? Sarah Connor. Like, I don't know. Like, she walks out of there like she's going, like, she's evil. Like, she can't be stopped. Like us as an audience member knows, like, she's gonna die. But obviously she's not, because they really want to keep her character alive. But us as an audience member is like, okay, no, you can't act all tough, because you tried that before and look what happened. So, I don't know. I never really liked the theatrical ending, and I don't like this ending as well. And again, it's funny because they say this ending's canon, but they didn't include it in the theatrical cut. Like, yeah. But besides that, the whole extended alternative ending, whatever like calling it, it's nothing special. Like, I'll be honest, as they hype it up, It's nothing special. Like, it's nothing. It's basically the same thing, just with the dramatic Laurie on the other end. That's basically really all that it, boils down to. Which one do I prefer? I prefer none of them. Like, the ending of Halloween Kills just made, I remember seeing it in the cinema, and it made me slump down in my seat. I said it in my original review, I believe. It just made me slump down in my seat because I was like, that should have been Laurie. And seeing this alternative ending that they've hyped up so much, I find it hysterical, because why does Laurie gotta be so dramatic and over the top with it? Like, we get it. You want to take him down. We've heard it throughout this whole movie, But, yeah, man, Halloween Kills. Final thoughts on it. A solid 9.5. I love Halloween Kills with its flaws. Easily a top 5. Outside of that, how do I feel about the extended cut, as I've been talking about mainly? The extended cut, same for me, 9.5. I love the extended cut. I love the extra kills, the extra bit of gore. But I hate the extra scene with that random mental patient, or whatever I feel like calling him, running around the whole hospital. Not necessary. But, yeah, Halloween Kills, man. Is it worth purchasing the extended cut or watching the extended cut? I'd say yeah, but you probably just want to skip over that whole scene with the random guy running around the hospital, because at least I didn't enjoy it. And I mean, it would have made more sense maybe, if you would have built up his character in some way, but you didn't. He was just some random guy that didn't need to be included. But brutal and honest review on Halloween Kills over here that some people may not give you, but I'm going to be brutally honest with this movie, and that is I love it, but also acknowledge its problems and flaws. And like I said, the problems with Halloween Kills for me is Tommy Doyle. Tommy Doyle is a problem for me. Laurie is a problem for me. Some of Laurie's dialogue is a problem for me. Some of Tommy's dialogue is a problem for me. Just thinking about it now, how they handled some of these returning characters, except, these returning legacy characters, except for Lindsay. They didn't, knock it out. They didn't swing it out of the park, in my opinion. The whole opening where they're basically, just reinciting the original Halloween. I'm thinking to myself, and you probably included when you first seen this in the cinema, we know what happened in the original Halloween, So you don't need to tell us what happened, to this and this and that character. We know what happened. You don't got to recite it. But because I feel like that, I was not a fan of them sitting there, Tommy, like, this is what happened, to Lonnie. No. We know what happens. I mean, yeah, maybe to the casual audience, they don't know, but still. But Halloween Kills, like I said, 9.5. Really love Halloween Kills. Again, you can still love this movie with its flaws, with its problems. Because again, like I said, the problems and the flaws will be Tommy, the random scene with the random guy, Laurie, some of Laurie's dialogue, some of the scenes with the mob, just like going like evil dies tonight in the hospital. Why is that needed? I don't know. But also, before I go, I want to talk about another one of my favorite scenes, and that is, when the mob attacks Michael. I love that scene. It's way better here in the extended cut, and Tommy's death is really cool in this. I'm not going to spoil it, if you haven't seen this version yet, but just know it's really, really cool. But, yeah. Let me know your thoughts on Halloween Kills. Let me know your thoughts on the extended cut. And also, why, for the fun of it, did you go see this in the cinema opening day back in October? I know I was one of those people. Was you one of those people lucky enough to see this opening day when it did come out in October? What are your thoughts on the extended cut? Catch you guys in the next video.